Bobby Knight.
Well, Bobby Knight, one of the most unique men I've ever met in my life. Basketball genius, by the way. And he and I were friends. Used to tell me all the time that I was the greatest basketball player that ever played, and which was a compliment because I was a defensive player also. Most people just, you score a lot of points. They don't see you doing the other things. And obviously, I think one of the things in my career that I was most proud of, even before they start later in my career when I wasn't what I was because of a knee injury, that was the strongest part of my game as a defender. And for him to say that at that point in his life, it was very meaningful for me.
Yeah.
And he was tough. He did things his own way, and some people did.
Hello everyone, I spend a lot of time trying to get you guys nice videos, so please subscribe to this page, and please subscribe to my second page. The link to my second page is in the description section. Thank you.